Project 22 complete. Check this out.
Woo-wee! Started day 19 and we're gonna get to it. I've got bags of gravel, 6 to 12s. We've got all sorts of stuff to just keep us rolling with the detail work. Right now, Mark is working on light placing as well as foaming waterfalls. And so this is a very time-consuming process to make sure we get the water to travel over these rocks the way we want. We're gonna have a lot of water flow coming down this waterfall, and we gotta make sure we distribute it in a nice way. This is looking really good. We got some twists and turns happening throughout here. We've got more rocks to play with to keep doing our twists and turns. This might be hard for us to remember, so we're just going to show our wetland filter layout. Going to have a curved wetland. That's going to be pretty fun. It's going to wrap around this magnolia tree, so you're really going to have this effect that this magnolia is on an island. And yeah, but we have to bring over the smart level and spray this out and try and remember how the pattern is. Waterfall wall is really coming together, and with every little detail we're doing, it's looking more and more natural. I love it. Remember, we're going to be bringing some things outside of the liner too. Right now we're just trying to focus on using up our machinery, because the machinery will be out of here come Monday, and we're looking like we're going to be rained out tomorrow. So we're doing what we can to dig our wetland filter. Did the bulk of it with that big excavator. Now Brad is doing fine details.
Here is our snorkel vault centipede to get our water to percolate up from the bottom of the wetland filter.
You want me to get down with this?
Oh no, I'll grab it with my hand. Thank you, Brad.
Tarps. It's gonna do it for the day. Got a lot done, but not a complete day. It's about 4 o'clock, so it's nothing to complain about. Got a lot done, and no one got hurt or injured, and we shall be back for more. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Keep watching. It'll get better. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's the start of day 20 here on project number 22. Things are going, well, they're going. We dealt with rain yesterday. It was a rain day. So far we've had about 3 rain days on this project, which is kind of something we expect in the fall. So we tried to schedule for that, but you can't really predict the weather as much as you can. as much as we'd like to. So this is a huge project. We've had some challenges with access, but now things are really starting to move smoothly. We're working on our wetland filter, so that's where we left off the other day. Right now we're doing our wetland filter is going to be rather deep, filled with gravel, different sizes of gravel. I think we have 44 aqua blocks that are going to be in a 25 by 6 foot area. We've got 2 long centipedes in there, snorkel, that'll get cut down to the right height once we figure everything out here. Justin's just working on digging out this little hard turn. The soil is pretty hard there, so break it up with the machine and then try and have to dig it out by hand. Right now the guys are figuring out how far down we got to get that snorkel so that everything sits nice and flush. And then we'll do what we call a dry run, where we'll put everything in there, making sure it fits before we put down fabric and liner, and then we start graveling everything in. So things are going great for today. Hooking up our plumbing fitting, so we're going to be going into 2-inch here. It's a big wetland filter, but you want to just bring the water up through it at a nice speed, nothing too strong, nothing too weak. So pretty excited, things are coming together here. Just keep plugging away. That's what we do. That's what we're up to today. Plugging away.
I'll just do that then. Hey.
Oh, I stopped hitting.
Good.
I hit.
Good plan.
Yeah, I hit record.
I'm not recording. Oh no, the camera's not on. Good, because you son of a... Okay. Yeah, I heard that coming.
Oh, here, let me start. Well, this is a huge wetland filter, and that is a huge pond. But look at, man, this is going to really add quite a lot to how big this pond feels. This is about a 25 by 7 on average wetland filter. We have 42 aqua blocks, small aqua blocks in there, various sizes of gravel, and we'll still come in with some more gravel to kind of finish off the look, but we'll do some boulder work on the inside and really make it look like it's a natural spring. And this will kind of overflow into a little waterfall behind Mark over there. And that's going to do it for the day. Mark, anything you want to add?
Hope everyone's enjoying themselves. I certainly am.
Why am I sensing sarcasm? Is that with like a backslash S?
No, it just sounded right.
Sorry. I asked Mark to say something and then I tell him it sounded sarcastic. We're getting loopy. It's the end of the season. Getting to the end of finishing line on this big project. That is exciting. All right. Well, that's going to do it for the night. End of day 20. We'll see you for day 21. So Justin's working on wetland filter plumbing, making sure that's all solid. Mark had set our diffusers up there. They're ready to get 3-inch line to those. And I am going to start working on this intake bay and how we're going to have these hook up to the pumps.
Alright. Look at that. Fancy.
Well, it's October 30th. It's on backwards. Hang on a second. All right, this is the new fancy swimsuit I've been wearing for. Got my lifeguard standing by.
Good, we're gonna need it.
We've taken all the safety precautions we need to on October 30th for a little first swim of the pond.
I don't know how cold that water is, but it is.
just you know, a client shirt, not official uniform. If you drown right now, it's not official.
Alright.
He knows how to swim, right?
You signed the waiver?
Wait, you don't have to know how to swim in a pond, right?
I've never read that.
Just to swim in a lake? Alright. Keep an eye on me, Scully. And here we go.
The inaugural. Woo-hoo!
Water okay?
Well, that's stimulating. Whew.
There it is.
Woo.
Good job, Ron.
There we go.
Scully did not have to go in, or
Scully
us.
did not have to go in. But my core temperature should return to normal in about 2 days.
Well, you did well.
Oh, that was wonderful.
Nice and clean, right?
Yeah, now I don't have to shower this week.
Beautiful. That was a dive. That was a nice little dive too.
Well, I figured it had to be a dive because it is 6.5, 7 feet deep.
It was clean. I give it a 9.5. There was a little splash at the end.
Which is why you are not an Olympic diving judge.
A little splash at the end is all I saw.
All right. Oh, that was wonderful.
Well, get in
Maybe
the
I
sun.
should go back in and hang out in there for a while.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I remember what it felt like underwater, or not.
Probably worse above water. You should probably go back in.
No, it's really nice out here.
Oh, is it?
That was pretty all-encompassing. Why isn't this water rock hard? In fact, it's really nice out here.
Shortage of planning and trying to work around, you know, problem solving, things like that. We got our MT-85 back. They took the big machines back this morning. It's just been kind of chaotic. We're getting close to lunchtime, but the guys are just non-stop working. I've had to take a lot of business calls today. Greg called, Greg Pond guy. Hey Greg, thanks for the phone call. I appreciate it. More importantly, thank you for the push to do the vlogging and for building such an awesome tribe and a career I very much enjoy. So thank you. Anytime you call, I'm gonna do my best to be there for you, buddy. Thank you. So I've been taking care of a lot of business stuff while the guys are doing detail work, hiding liner, doing our thing, trying to get ready to get rid of that big machine. And we hit all our goals, so I'm not too worried about that. Mark's working on the wetland filter right now and making sure this looks like a natural spring. And they've been using our excavator for some of their stuff, but if they're done here soon, we're gonna take it back and we'll start doing our thing. The electric, I really like the way these guys are doing their thing. That's Eric with Top Line Electric. Yes, sir. And you can see they dug a real deep trench. They're burying the cord, and then they're gonna put this caution tape about a foot above that line. So if anyone comes in here in the future to dig, they're gonna hit that caution line about a foot before they would even hit a wire. So I think that's a really cool process to do. Well, it's getting closer and closer to getting turned on. The guys have been kicking butt on the waterfall details. I mean, we had a whole day on just detail work in the stream today with two guys. We had a third guy going back and forth with material, helping here. You know, Mark was helping a lot. Mark was also working on the wetland filter, hiding and doing detail work there. So these big projects, they do take quite a lot of effort. And it's sometimes we forget when we're talking to people about how much it actually takes, because we apply our same level of care and detail, attention to detail, on a large project, just like we do on a small project. And sometimes people on the small project get a little worried that we don't care about their project when they see us doing these big ones, and that's not the truth. We care about every one of them, and we try and place ourselves in your shoes where we understand you've wanted a water feature for a long time, and we're honored that we're the people you chose to help you enjoy this lifestyle. I'm really excited because this is looking awesome. We've got some driftwood kind of breaking up some of the rock look, and they're gonna do a lot of cool things with different trees and plantings and really getting this to look natural. Our job was to do the bones and really make this look like it's gonna come cascading towards you and come to life. Got a lot of water flow coming this way, hopefully. We've got just tons of stuff ahead of us, so we're just trying to plug away. Sorry we didn't get much for footage today, but we will be back tomorrow, and I'm gonna strap on the GoPro while we're doing the plumbing. So you'll get to see plumbing cam tomorrow. That's right, in just a few seconds, you'll get to see plumbing cam. It's a lot, so it's a labyrinth. It's planning a puzzle and solving a puzzle and planning everything out to make it look clean, but also function. So on this case, function is most important to us. But we'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody. And good morning to you, everyone. I'm Nick the Pond King. Thanks for joining us. We're getting ready to go for not a swim. It is cold out. It's here in Minnesota. We're going to do what we can. Things are going good. Brad and I are going to attack the plumbing. So electricians are not able to be here today, so it's a good day for us to get that all set, so when they can get here, we're able to turn things on and plug them on. So things are going good. We're going to keep rolling. Time to hit it. Brad is patiently helping me as we discover how to put on these external pumps. Pretty cool, really heavy duty. First time we've had to actually use a torque wrench. Hey Dad, thank you for letting us use your torque wrench. These have to be at 25 foot-pounds of pressure. They say it on the bottom here. And so the way to do that is using a torque wrench. Tighten everything. You want to do it in a star pattern. Probably one. Oh yeah, this hasn't been tightened. We did tighten that one over there, but this one we're just getting everything ready so that when it comes time, it's going to be nice to tighten them. It is nice to have two people, one person holding your crescent wrench, right? No, that's just a regular old wrench.
Open-end wrench.
Open-ended wrench. 15/16 is working for this. I also have 24mm, which is also working. So I think they're both the same size when it shakes out, or they're very close. Anyway, it's working. Two people are helping. I've got this camera going, so if you want to know what it's like to do all the plumbing, I keep saying it's a puzzle and a labyrinth. Just we'll have this roll for a few seconds. All right, thanks everyone. We'll talk throughout the day. So we've got our diffuser right there, and right off of that we come to our plumbing drainage. This is our winter relief valve. We say winter relief because the plumbing all the way up the hill is sloping to this, and everything's sloping this way. Because of the nature of where the pumps are located, the different height changes associated with all that, same with going to the big one, we have to make ourselves a winter relief. We're gonna have a landscape box over that, and all you'll have to do is just open that in the winter just to let out any of the water out of the plumbing. And then we recommend you leave it open in the winter time so that if there was any water in or out of the system, it can escape without building any pressure and cracking your plumbing. This is the Minnesota way. On to the next one. All right, well, we've got the electrician coming tomorrow morning about 6:30 as soon as the sun's up, maybe 7. I don't know, he might even be wearing a headlamp because I think the sun's up about 7:30 right now. But we got a headlight on. We're doing what we can to get this plumbed so then when he does have it ready in the morning, we can test it with the electrician still here. Because these pumps can get miswired, and if they get miswired, it's a bad thing. They can rotate the wrong way. So we want to make sure that when they do fire it up, they fire it up in a sequence so that we can follow everything. So these big projects are pretty involved. There's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of things that we have to oversee to make sure that things are going the right way. Case in point right now, we're doing a winter relief valve, which I was kind of showing you earlier, but both sides of the pumps, each pump needs a winter relief on it. So here we found ourselves a low spot, and we're going to dig it in and make sure that it's the low spot, and then we'll be able to open this up come winter time, and that'll be able to drain out any water that would be left over in the pumps, in the plumbing. But that's going to do it for the end of today. We're going to just scramble here. We won't talk on the camera much anymore, and we will be back tomorrow. Yeah, we're all pretty tired. End of the season, end of a big project, and man, we're excited because we're about to turn on a huge project, and it's about to look very cool, but there's still a lot of things to get done before we can say project complete. So keep watching. For you guys, it's only a matter of a few seconds, minutes. For us, it'll be a questionable amount of time.
It'll be more than that.
So start at day 24. Here we are, we're getting ready to do one of the things we're really excited by. We're gonna plug it in. We're gonna turn on the pumps for the first time. All that work we did yesterday is ready to come to fruition. You excited? Hold your hand out. You a little shaky?
That was my Brad impersonation.
I'm a little shaky.
Yeah.
That was you? All right. Well, I gotta go do a little inspections. I have to make sure that everything is ready for the turn on, which just gotta make sure all our ball valves are in the right spot. Once they are, we're gonna plug in the first pump and then we're gonna go for the big pump. All right, we'll talk soon. Thanks everybody. Big projects these last days, they kind of get a little involved, so sometimes we forget to grab the camera and we forget to show you what we're up to. That would be kind of one of the cases today. Lots of learning lessons on these external pumps. Because of how large they are, we decided we needed 4 pump housing vaults for these, 2 for each pump. We've got a 12,000 gallon an hour pump and we've got an 18,000 gallon an hour pump. Well, the way it was in Minnesota, I didn't like the diagram and I kind of tried to come up with my own solution. But my solution cut out the ability to prime these pumps. Because I hadn't worked with these before, I didn't really know the good solution to that, or that would be a problem. And so, through testing, trial and error, of trying to turn these on and off, we have come up with a solution. Now we are going to use Aquascape's 3-inch check valve assemblies. We're going to put 1 in each pump housing unit. Thank you to the pond company, Lisa, thank you. Always giving shout outs to her because she helps us so much. So, we've got 4 of those. Those are probably the last 4 in the Twin Cities for a while. And we're going to put those in, and then it'll just be easy to prime these. Those check valves will hold the water in place for the priming process. So the pumps will be able to prime. And then the nice thing is they'll be easy to take off come winter time because the check valve assemblies are awesome. So when we're going to use these external pumps in the future, we are definitely going to keep this learning lesson. Just use Aquascape's check valve assembly. It's just as easy. All right, well, we got to get back to it. We should have water running by the end of the day though. That's some exciting stuff. All right, so these pumps are not self-priming pumps, and that's one of the big things we've been learning today. I'm very grateful for Ron. He has been helping us as we're learning a lot about this process. One of the things I did was I didn't know what three-phase meant, so we ordered three-phase pumps. In a matter of a half a day, Ron was able to find something and turn these pumps into even a cooler solution. These are, what are they?
They're VFDs, variable frequency drives. But they're not only that, they're a single phase to three-phase converter as well.
All right, so these pumps are highly energy efficient, but now he also has the ability to control the speed of these pumps. So I'm really excited. That's kind of one of those happy mistakes. Now, we found out we have to prime these, and so we have to open up a drain tee. We're gonna have Teflon tape on there.
I'd call it a venting tee because it lets air.
That is what it is
basically
called. Yeah, a venting tee. A venting tee. We'll open this up. We'll fill this in with water. The water is going to fill up the pipe that way, and then it's going to fill up the pipe to the check valves that Brad just installed. Those are going to hold all the water in there, so when we do flip the switch, which we're getting ready to do on the smaller one, there's no air locks. All the water, all the air is out of the piping, and it'll just fire, kick on, and we're going to have some cool stuff to show you in just a little bit. So for now, we're about ready to plug this one in.
So these are set to ramp up in about 40 seconds. That starts the motor slower, and it's not as hard on the workings of the motor. So we're going to set it there and hit start, and we'll see the shaft start spinning nice and slow. I think I hear water flowing instead of air being sucked in, so we accomplished that.
All right.
And we'll turn up the speed. Open it now.
Oh yeah. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. I mean, we had to prime it twice, but it's really nice to have an understanding client. Which is what's so cool about water features. Almost all of our clients are similar in that respect. Understanding, fun people.
Look at that rock flow. Look at that.
That's a happy accident right there.
There's going to be a 4.5 water right under that rock, shining past the water up into the magnolia.
That rock was drilled as part of like the mining process, so there was dynamite that blew that rock apart.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's why that rock.
So this wasn't drilled for a bubble rock.
No,
And
this was a happy accident. I know.
And I'll probably turn that way down because birds will go to this as a bird bath.
Oh,
you know they
turn
will.
it down on me?
Just so birds can play in it. It'll still go hit that little. I like that edge that it hits and kind of pops.
It's like its own feature, man.
It is? Duh.
Pond's running low on water from filling up the wetland. This is gonna look really nice and natural. It's gonna look like a spring. We're just having fun right now, getting this running, checking everything, making sure that pump runs. But we are low on water with the pond because we had to do those check valves, putting those on. Right now we're gonna watch that intake bay, make sure it doesn't get too low. Otherwise we're gonna have to Man, things are going well around here. We're having fun. We've got some water flowing, and we're still working on getting the other pump going. We got to fill up the pond still. But man, that intake bay is working really nicely. With every amount we fill up, any of the leaves that were trapped over there are getting pulled in, and it's working really nice for that. We've got a natural looking spring going on over there. That's looking cool. Our client, Ron, is just awesome. AV guy, so he's got 5 different zones he's getting ready to do in the backyard here with color changing lights. Right now the gentlemen are working on our retaining wall. Tight quarters here, but you know, we love this little E20. Been doing so many good things for us for so long. Guys are just making sure that that pipe is in a good spot, that we're not putting too much tension on it. It's retained and looking sharp. Yeah, that is looking sharp. So we've got these guys ready to fire off the main water feature when that's ready. Brad is harvesting rocks, sourcing rocks. Thank you, Brad. That is resourceful. Or some might say very handy. All right, well, we got plenty to do. It's so hard to gauge on these big ones. I thought this would be a 4-week project for us. We're going on 5 weeks tomorrow. We can't do much about that. Even though it's going on 5 weeks tomorrow, we're still had 2 days off for rain. And then it's a huge process. There's a lot of logistics that go into a project this big, and planning so that we don't kill the big trees. We don't hurt anything that we can try to avoid hurting. So we are having fun. The end result is going to be totally worth it because this is just fantastic. I can't wait to say check it out yet again. We're getting closer and closer. Justin built this awesome retaining wall over the day here. I think it looks fantastic. Our winter drain is going to pop out there. I worked on solving the plumbing problems. We got that fixed. The team worked on all sorts of things. I mean, they didn't stop moving all day, and we have gotten so much done. It's going great. It's just gonna keep on chucking. So that's all we can do is what we can do. Hey, what up everyone? It is the start of day 25. Holy cow. This project has been just a blessing. It's been so fun to work on. The homeowner couldn't be any cooler to work with. At times things get stressful on these large projects because you kind of lose sight of the ending, but now we're starting to see it. Today we're going to be doing a lot of cleanup work, a lot of that detail work. Again, there have been a lot of learning lessons, as there always are on these big projects, but man, I could not be more grateful for the people we get to learn these lessons with, because they're patient, kind, and understanding. Anxiety is high because we're really excited. We want to see this waterfall running. Our guys have got their heart and soul in it. We've got our heart and soul in it. We've got some huge boulders. We just got so many cool things to see what happens here, but we're just waiting on the pump. So one thing I am extremely grateful for, we have a waterfall. We have a waterfall, Ron. We have water running. Water running up here, Ron. We got water running. Woo! Oh, I could look at this all day, but there is a lot of work to do. So just give you a little quick teaser, and you can see all the work ahead of us. Clean up, hiding liner. Oh, we got it. Good morning, everyone. It is the start of day 26, the final day here on project number 22. I am just ecstatic with how well this turned out. We're gonna get some drone footage for you. I'm gonna strap on the GoPro, and we're just gonna get to work doing the detail work, the cleanup work, and making it look, well, almost like we weren't here. There'll be some things that need to be done, which is gonna be done by Mr. Ron there, the homeowner, and some landscaping crew. So I'm excited. Oh, Ron, right there. You've gotten to know him on this project. That's been fun for us to let you get to know Ron. One of the things that I'm really just honored by is that Ron told me last night he wants this to be our new showroom. So if you're watching this and you happen to be in Minnesota, contact me via Instagram. We'll start talking that way, and if it turns out that this is something you might want to see in person, we'll try and figure out a time where you can come and see this in person, because even though these videos are awesome, Shahi does such a great job for us and tells a good story and captivating story, and we get the footage that really makes it look as cool as possible. It doesn't do it justice. You really should see these in person. So if there's a chance that you'd like to see this and you're in Minnesota or you're traveling through, just give us a contact, like I said, on Instagram at Nick the Pond King, and we'll start chatting that way. And I don't like to just give out people's information without having a conversation first and making sure I know who you are and where you're from and things like that. So for today, it's about cleanup and making sure that we can give each other high fives and hugs at the end of this, because man, this turned out awesome, and I can't wait for Ron to say Project 22 complete. Check this out, because we're gonna get him to say it for you. All right, time to get to it. We'll talk throughout the day. Thanks everybody. I love my job. Project 22 complete. Check this out. We're here with Mr. Foss, Ron, and we just wanted to talk to you a little bit about like the process and have a conversation with you. And really, I also want to express my gratitude because this is really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, it feels like, and I get kind of teary-eyed thinking about how fun it is, how cool it is when we look at it, and how cool you're turning it into from here, and just like the potential. You know, we've done a lot, and you've already been doing a lot since we've done a lot.
A little bit.
You know, I mean, there's so much that it's exciting. So I'm really excited. I really wanted to just kind of talk to you about the process, the dream. Like, you know, this has been something that's been in the works for a long time, and just kind of walk us through like how you fell in love with water features in general. Like, was it something that started when you were a kid, or was like how?
My last name is Foss, and I'm Norwegian. And Foss in Norwegian means falling water.
Really?
So when I built our first little waterfall, one of my cousins actually, well, you know your name means waterfall. I'm like, well, great. Then I need a bigger one. So what? Like, there was a lot of trust involved. I mean, this is like a dream for you guys, and I'd say both of us are very creative people that have a vision and know how to bring those visions to life. Do you feel that this was your vision, or do you feel like even though it wasn't exactly your vision, it's still adapted? In many ways, there's elements. See, one of the things was this was like a mini forest with a stream running through it.
Before
we did kind of get rid of part of that forest, so now we'll start putting some of that back. We walked out here end of February, beginning of March, so we were standing there looking at it and thinking of everything that we had to do. And I turned and I looked at my wife and I said, should we call Nick? Sure. Yep, let's bite the bullet.
That's awesome.
Because we were doing some other projects too. And so the money that we pulled out from some accounts that we had, we pulled out for those projects and added this one to it.
That's awesome. I think that's such a compliment to us as well. And please know that we do take it very seriously, and as a great compliment that you would invest in us and trust us with your dream, and you've worked very hard throughout your life, and getting to know you guys over the last month and a half is really cool because we have ambitious dreams as well, but your path, it was all about like the journey as well, and you never really sacrificed tons to, like, you enjoyed the life the whole time while still saving and still having their dreams. And then one of my favorite things in life is to see somebody get to live their dream, and it's so fun to be able to be one of the people that helps to facilitate that too, because if one person can live their dream, that means another person can too. And every time we get to see somebody doing it, it should just renew our faith in ourselves and the fact that, yeah, if we have a dream, we should do it, we should go after it. And then we get to make new friends. I mean, we've been friends pretty much, like you said, the instant we met, we were pretty much friends. And then your friendship gets tested on these big projects, and you end up just being like a deeper friend. So.
There was no conflict.
Well, like you said, we each had a passion towards a vision, and we wanted to both bring that to life.
Every item of communication was met by the other party with a, "Oh, I love that! Yeah, you're great." That's all that happened for 6 weeks. 5.5.
No, I don't think there was anything that was too serious or anything like that.
There was not.
It got a little serious when we figured out what three-phase meant on the pumps. That's when all of a sudden it was like, oh man, are these going to work?
Well,
so one of the things that Ron was just saying is like, we are very grateful. He said we're never going to hold anything against someone for not knowing something, and that's a gift in itself, because I didn't know what three-phase power meant, and we learned that on this project. And Ron came to our aid and came to the rescue. He spent a whole day online and found a solution.
Most of a day.
Getting in touch directly with an engineer for those power boxes. I know we showed those to you in the episode. Those power boxes are a unique technology that is able to convert single phase to three phase. He doesn't even know how they work after spending time.
I didn't know you could do this simply.
Yeah.
I figured you had to run a generator and create your three-phase from a motor, basically a mini power plant.
I went white.
These babies work great.
Yeah,
they're just wonderful.
Another thing, Ron, was just fun to work with. He's been involved with the whole process, and that was really fun to get to know our client on a deeper level. But your kindness to our guys is still something that it means a lot to me.
When you were looking.
When I was looking, it was always there. They had a cooler full of beverages the whole time. They brought in donuts and brought us lunch often. So it was something that was so fun because it's a treat for our guys. We work very hard, and sometimes you can get caught up in the idea that all you're doing is just landscaping, or all I'm doing is just moving rock. And then when you have somebody who's like, no, you guys are really helping us like live a dream, and you know, you're working hard and you're here hard, and they give us gifts and things like that. You could just see pep in the guys' steps, and they just were all so excited by it. And then another thing, Ron has just an awesome drone throughout the whole process. I mean, you got before, you got us unloading rock, you got afterwards. I hope you get some cool night shots. I mean,
well, not to mention, we've got a friend that was a part of the whole project. You know, Scully came in on day 2.
The threat of death was always
Dave.
imminent, and making sure we took our job seriously, knowing that death was always there lurking.
When Scully looks at you and has an opinion, you listen. That's all. Just saying.
Oh, that was fun too. We tried to surprise Seth with that hidden underneath the liner when we were doing demo.
It didn't work on Seth, but it worked on Justin just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
He was like, "Oh no, that's a hand!" And then he looked up at Nick and I. He's going, "You guys," because we're just standing there with big grins on our faces.
What?
Justin!
We got an issue here.
What?
Go ahead and pull that up right there.
Pull what up?
That carpet.
That's the animal whisperer.
No, this isn't. Yeah, he ain't.
Oh my God.
He ain't a mortician.
Oh dear God.
What kind of snake is it?
Hand and arm bone.
In there.
Oh my gosh. It is so scary.
I'm gonna have to walk.
Did you jump it off?
Ron, you got some explaining.
When we built the pond back in 2004, we knew it was going to be a dangerous personal project.
That's where he went.
Oh my God. Well, somebody call the authorities.
Boy.
Oh, that was pretty nonchalant.
Yeah.
Somebody call the authorities, and then he wanders away.
Yeah, Justin, you know, he's the one that makes sure the business's risk is very much minimalized. And as soon as that, he's like, oh, this is going to be all over the news, and oh my God. They're gonna
No risk to finding a skeleton buried in someone's backyard under their old pond.
Hopefully it wasn't like brought there by the client. And we got all, yeah.
It was my first wife.
Just a warning to the second one.
So do you have anything to the viewers or anyone who's potentially thinking about bringing us in for a large project like this, or what would you have to say about sum up the whole process, like the experience? Can you do that without us falling asleep? No, I'm just kidding.
I think the crux of the whole thing, whether you've got a pot sitting on your deck with a little trickle coming out of a bamboo stick, or one of the other features that Aquascape has, like their little bird
that we had at the
drips
Home and Garden show.
yeah. And so whether you've got a little trickle of water by your picnic table on the deck or your chair, or you've got a small, 4 or 5 foot little stream or waterfall coming into a pondless, and it just disappears, the maintenance goes away, but the joy of the water sound and just that soothing water. Or
Itasca State Park.
Itasca State Park. When I sit down by the gazebo area and I hear the big waterfall in the distance, in my mind I can be hiking up that trail in any state park on the North Shore. And you hear the water that you're hiking by, and then you hear that little rumble off in the woods. It's like, oh, I gotta walk to that.
Awesome.
I want to see what's making that sound. And we have that right in our backyard.
That's awesome.
We can be hanging down by the lake, and you hear it, and you just want to walk up the hill and see this thing flowing. We get a good percentage of that relaxation without ever leaving the yard.
That's so awesome.
We get to leave our yard and walk past our Split Rock Lighthouse, and we're on the North Shore.
That's so cool, and that's the spot where you always felt at home. And and now you get to just feel even more at home in your own home. That's so fun to hear. I didn't even touch on the bubbling rock in the front yard. You guys.
Oh, that's kind of fun too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, kind of fun too. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that one I sent you the rock art, and I said, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna find this tall guy. His name's Mark. He's awesome. He's an artist himself. You're gonna see some of his work, but he's gonna help you find an awesome boulder. Again, it's all about relationships with us, and who, you know, we love loyalty. We love working with rock art for reasons like that. I'm really excited to hear people get teased by that front bubbling rock, because that's not just like your ordinary bubbling rock. That's got a 2,000 to 4,000 gallon an hour pump that can really make a geyser, and
it can shoot up this high out of that rock. Yeah.
And that's going to blow people away, and they're not going to have a clue that this is necessarily back here yet. So it's going to be so fun bringing people here that are just going to be blown away by the bubbling rock, and then they're just going to have their socks knocked off when they actually see this. Because I mean, we have so much water flow back here that the temperature is actually different when you're standing by this waterfall, because it's cooling the air around it than it is in the sun. So I mean, it's going to be so fun. And just watching already, you're passionate. As I came up here, he's working on it and working on little things around it. So watching what you do with it is going to be so much fun, and hopefully you'll call me over every now and then to help. Hopefully I'll have free time to help.
Hopefully I'll be back here doing something, and you'll wander into the yard and say hi. I mean, that goes both ways.
All right, cool. Thank you. And I remember at the beginning of this, you said this is just the deepening of a friendship, and there's no way that our friendship would be hurt by this. It would just only be deepened. And on my end, I feel like that's true. I feel like you know, we definitely were able to push forward and forgive each other and focus on the big project. And I don't even know if there was really any time
forgive
that we
each other.
Yeah, I was going to say, was there?
What did you forgive me for?
I don't know. Did you have to forgive me? Oh yeah, I kept messing with your berm, and you kept getting mad at me for that. So
sorry,
you had to forgive me.
I've still got work to do on that, but I'll take care of that in the spring. And you know, there's a guy who really integral guy that we didn't mention when we were talking about rock art. Dan The Clam.
Dan The Clam. You'll see him multiple times with us picking boulders. And he is always making us look good. He has our piles put aside, and so many of these rocks were him going, this needs to be used by Pond King, and put aside for us. So.
And he told me that
I'm so glad you brought that up. Thank you.
Next summer, when his parents are in town, he's bringing them over. And Dan The Clam and his parents and Bev and I are going to have an evening out by the pond.
That's so cool. It's so cool, because so many people don't think about the delivery drivers or the trash men or the people that are actually the ones getting in there, getting dirty, doing the dirty hard work.
And
I mean, Dan puts in hours.
We've talked about artists.
Yeah.
Dan is an artist.
He really is.
When he's sitting in that chair swinging that claw around, there are not many people who can swing that claw with such adept precision.
I know.
And it is fun to watch. It really is.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, again, Ron, I just thank you for hiring us, giving us this opportunity, and thank you for your friendship. I mean, it's really, I can't wait to just.
I'm glad you had time. I do have one beef though. Sure, finish a pond like this on November 5th, and then send us into winter without being able to swim in it, play in it.
We told them the whole time, this is where you're going to be.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to have to shut it down.
Well,
we set up expectations. Cut! That's enough!
Like I didn't.
I'm done being fake.
Point me in the right direction. Say that you still feel our connection. Feel the affection. Oh, 'cause you were like starfish on my wrist, like hiccups cause now wreck the ocean. My soul like
Sponsored by Pond King Water Gardens. Living works of art, 1 yard at a time.